because at least one active port is port 5 Ethernet 0/1 is now assigned to VLAN 99. Now I want to show you again by VLAN bridge. So now you can see every port inside the VLAN 99. In the next step, I will configure the IP default gateway for IS1. If no, the default gateway is set. The switch cannot be managed from a remote network that is more than one router away. If does respond to ping from a remote network, although this activity does not include an external IP gateway, assume that you will eventually connect to LAN to a router for external access, assuming that the LAN interface on the router is 192.168.1.1. This IP address is the gateway of the switch, but it is mean. This address is the IP address of the router interface that connect to the switch. So like this, I have one router and I connect from router to switch. So the interface of the router have IP address 192.168.1.1, and we have to show the IP address at the gateway of the switch. So now you understand. Now let's start to configure default gateway for switch together by go back into global configuration mode and typing IP default gateway, and we set the gateway address by 192.168.1.1. So now we have assigned default gateway of the switch. The next step, I will show you how to configure console port access. The default configuration is to allow all console connection with no password needed. Mean when we first buy the switch, the default configuration file of the switch on console port access, there is no the password needed when we access by console. But now I want to prevent console message from interrupt. But now I want to configure console access port to be restricted, and I want to prevent console message from interrupting command, and use the login synchronous option to prevent console session message from interrupting any configuring command in the session. So now let's start together by go into LAN console and set the password to Cisco, login, login, synchronous. Login synchronous means we want to prevent console message session from interrupting command. And after we configure the console port access, now I configure the virtual terminal VTY line for the switch to allow Telnet access. If we do not configure a VTY password, we are not able to Telnet to the switch or ISA to the switch remotely. It means when we do not set the password for VTY line, VTY session, we cannot configure any setting to the switch remotely. So now let's configure the VTY line together by go into line VTY 4 through 0 through 4 5 sessions simultaneously and set the password Cisco and log in and exit. And after we configure the any configuration about already, now I want to configure the IP address on the PC. I assign the IP address and subnet mask to the PC as shown in the address in the label. This address IP address on the PC is 192.168.1.10/24 and gateway 192.168.1.1. An abbreviated version of the procedure is described here. Default gateway is not required for the topology, but we can enter 192.168.1.1 to simulate a router type 2S1. So now let's start to configure IP address to PC. Okay. So we get to desktop tab and IP configuration, and I assign static IP address 192.168.1.10 and gateway 192.168.1.1. Now we test and verify the network connectivity. In this part, I will show you and verify about verifying and document the switch configuration and test end-to-end connectivity between PCA and switch and test the switch remote management capability. Now display the switch configuration from over console connection on PCA. We display and verify over switch configuration by using show run command display the entire running configuration. So now let's start to verify. So running. So now we see the running config that we have config by change hostname, enabling security password, disable IP domain lookup, and assign all interface of the switch into the VLAN 99. And we have configure VLAN 99 IP address and configure default gateway of the switch, and we have set the vendor mode and console and VTY line. So now we verify the management VLAN 99 setting by using so interface VLAN 99. The output is info that VLAN 99 is up and line protocol is up, and the internet address of the VLAN is 192.168.1.2/24. So now we want to know what is the bandwidth on this interface. What is the bandwidth? So the bandwidth of the interface is this capability the VLAN 99 have. And what is the VLAN 99 state? VLAN 99 state now is ZAP and line protocol is up to. And now we will test into connectivity by using the ping command, and from the run from the command prompt on PCA I will use ping command, and I will ping to the PC itself. Ping to itself by using IP address 192.168.1.10. It know itself, and now I ping to the switch. By 192.168.1.2. I ping to the switch. So now because PCA need to resolve the MAC address of S1 through ARP, the first packet may be timeout. If ping result continue to be unsuccessful, we need to troubleshoot the basic device configuration. But now we see that the connection session is established together between switch S1 and PCA. And now we want to test and verify remote management of S1. We will now use the telnet to remote access to the switch. In this video tutorial, PCA and S1 reside side by side in a production network. The switch could be in a wide enclosure on the top floor, while your management PC is located on the ground floor.